Olaf was a sailor man was he, and when he sailed the sea, the ocean laughed with glee. Olaf sailed from Norway on the good old ship Sardine. At sailing he was green, but he kept the decks so clean. And all the while you'd see him smile, he'd chuckle like a child. Until one night when a sudden crash, and everyone went wild. The captain said we've struck a whale, he'll sink the ship with his big tail. Oh, you ought to hear Olaf laugh, oh, you ought to hear Olaf laugh. There's only one thing left to do, let's save the ship and sink the crew. Oh, you ought to hear Olaf laugh, oh, you ought to hear Olaf laugh. With a ha-ha-ha and a hee-hee-hee and a great big ho-ho-ho. I laugh, you laugh just like Olaf, yes?
No.
No.
Yes.
The captain said, you heard me speak. Use your head and stop that leak. Oh, you ought to hear, ought to hear, ought to hear Olaf laugh. Olaf wore that silly grin both morning, noon, and night. When people shook with fright, he'd laugh with all his might. Olaf used to visit every sick friend he could see, and when in pain they'd be, why, he would laugh with glee. And on the ship, on every trip, when they would strike a gale, the wind would howl and he'd just laugh, and everyone went pale. One day the captain went and died, and all the crew just wept and cried. You ought to hear Olaf laugh. They put him in a dungeon hole to feed the engine up with coal. You ought to hear Olaf laugh, oh, you ought to hear Olaf laugh. With a ha-ha-ha and a hee-hee-hee and a great big ho-ho-ho. I laugh, you laugh just like Olaf, yes?
No.
No!
Yes.
He got home with just his life and found somebody stole his wife. He sat on a chair, he hit the floor, it wasn't there. You ought to hear Olaf laugh, oh, you ought to hear Olaf laugh. He went to splice a piece of rope and slipped right on a hunk of soap. Oh, you ought to hear Olaf laugh, with a ha-ha-ha and a hee-hee-hee and a great big ho-ho-ho. I laugh, you laugh just like Olaf, yes?
No.
No!
Yes.
When he got home on land one day, he lost his 6 months' pay.